I just finished writing my final paper for this semester. Ha 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 ha. So, we're gonna see how that one goes in the editing process. That means I need someone else to read it, so here I am, with suddenly nothing to do. So I got up from my desk, I was like, okay. Went and had lunch, and then took a look around my apartment. Now, depending on your standards, my apartment is not going to look problematic. But considering one of my goals for this year was to sort of declutter and take care of my space, the taking care of my space for me has definitely fallen off in the past semester. Let's be honest. A lot of this is like just stuff I haven't taken care of since I moved into the apartment, or haven't finished taking care of, things like that. Like, I'm making progress, but it's not all there yet. And some things have just fallen off super recently that I'm like, I need to get a handle of it. So, welcome to Decluttering Round 3. Post-semester figuring this shit out. Sorry, post-semester cleanup is probably the better way of putting it. Okay, so there's definitely some problem spots around the apartment, so we're going to take a look. We're then going to make a list of some organizational stuff that I need to go pick up at the dollar store. And then we're going to come swinging back in. I hope, dear God. Okay, so I'm still not happy with this shelf behind my desk. So that's going to be a place I'm going to take a look at. It's just progressively getting worse. Okay, well that's easy enough to handle. I think I need to do laundry. Wasn't expecting that. That could probably use some further work. Yeah, don't like this. And, not happy with this shelf up here. This could definitely use some work. Okay. This is supposed to be a place I can put on shoes. Not a place I'm just setting things. Okay. That's just gonna go in there. As you can see, I did do dishes. I did dishes after I needed a break from my paper while I was working on that. But the other problem I've run into is my parents recently went to the storage unit because I've been doing a lot of baking and brought back like a bunch of baking stuff and like containers that I need to now find a place for them to go. Okay. So, yeah, we still have this chair to figure out. This area could definitely use some work. But surprisingly, my living room seems to be better than, like, my kitchen, bedroom area. Now, the area I'm most proud of that still needs a little work is, boop, in my bathroom. Hello. Where I have this storage cupboard. And as you can see, I've mostly got baskets happening, but I still want to get a couple more baskets to handle. So, okay. So there's definitely some problem areas in the apartment that I need to handle. So, I think best bet is to just, let's start with a list of things that I know I'm going to need. Yeah, okay. There was at least, what are you even looking at there? Okay. So I at least wanted 2 more of those storage baskets. for that bathroom storage unit. I wonder if some of those are going to be useful for dealing with up there. Let's take a look. Okay. Okay, what do we got up here? Okay, yeah, this is fabric. My sewing kit. Okay, fabric. A lot of bags. Okay, yeah, maybe we could. So I'm going to bump that up to 3. I'm going to put it up to 3 because I'd love to get one for that fabric up there. Okay. Scratch that out and put 3. This is another sort of interesting part because I've started doing folders for my thesis work, and I am in need of more cue cards. File dividers, if I can get them at the dollar store, which I'm honestly not sure about, because I would love to start putting that filing cabinet together. Labels. File folder. Okay, and basket for electronics. Which is just sort of a current dealing with this stuff because I've got a sewing project that I think is really going to help me with those electronic cords. Okay. Let's take another look around the apartment. Again, some of these are relatively easy to deal with. Turned you off and dealing with something. Gloves can go up there. I just realized that. Okay. Well, some things aren't going to be perfect. This is my D&D bag, and there's definitely some organization that needs to go on in there. In fact, I think there's also like electronic organization that I could really work on. Like my emails need to get cleaned out and the like. So that will be easy enough to do this time around. Why do I have so much stuff? Especially just on my kitchen table. There's some projects there that you can't see. At least I'm gonna try and get... See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, just... The semester's gone so wonky that I've just shoved everything into my purse. And then forgotten about them. My organization is shot right now. Feel really uppity. So probably gonna run down. I'm walking. The car is not available at the moment. I'll go down to the dollar store and get the things I need and have a party doing it. Man, I think I'm subscribing to the make a whole lot more of a mess before you clean everything up way of cleaning. Okay. Whew. I am hot, sweaty, and tired, and still have a lot of things to do. And now I have to change out of this outfit because on the way home I managed to slip and fall. Most elegant drop I think I've ever had in winter. One minute I was standing, the other I was sitting, but means my pants are a little wet. There we go. I'm now in my domestic goddess dress because this place is about to get cleaned. We're going to start a laundry load because that's physically going to take the most time, and then we're going to get working on that stuff. So the other laundry I have to do this week is bedding. So I really am just making a mess before I get everything cleaned up. Hi, Tiggs. You ready to get organized? I think that's a yes. Okay, so I've now taken everything out of these things that people can't see. More flyers, of course. Yeah, everything that people couldn't see is now in, there we go, that box there. So it definitely still has some work it needs to have done on it, but they're at least out of the way and spoiler free. Okay, where do we want to start? Yeah. I guess containers? Nah, front hall. Time to try and organize some scarves and hats and things. Okay, so that was a productive couple of minutes. Gotta grab my pig timer because I switched the laundry. So when I'm doing drying, I have my pig timer, and my pig timer is set for 10 to 15 minutes before the dryer is due to run out. That way, if I need to add more time, I can. And I'm at the end of my pig timer right now because it was a heavy load. Had a couple sweaters in there, so I've put more time on the dryer. And hopefully that should be enough. Okay, so that means I got my sheets in, and that's my 2 loads of laundry. I have gone ahead and basically unpacked everything and put the bits and pieces where they're going to be needed. Like this file folder I need for my D&D bag. Those 2 boxes are needed for that display case. Doop. I always forget that I don't have a working light in here. Not an overhead one. Doop. And we have no idea what that switch goes to. So we've got that container, which I want to use for up there, which I think I'm going to do next. And then some stuff over here for organizing. So this container I want to use for some of my fabric project things. Including this. Not real fur, but man, does it feel lovely. Okay. Let's get the project bags down. Oh, everything's out of control. Oh, jeez. It's getting dark. I need all the light I can in my house. Okay, so all of this is actually one project I have coming up, including, like, I have literally every part of it, like, every bit, including this fantastic butterfly belt that I got for it. I just need to, you know, actually sew it. So I'm gonna pack all of this into this box so it's better organized and all in one place. Fantastic fabric, but my mom said she got some just like it, and it's quite slippery to work with, so great for one of my first projects. Fabric in place. Where is my fur? My fur. Okay, we are definitely missing some bits and pieces. Give me a second. Our bits and pieces in here. There's the pattern, at least. other fabric for other projects. Darn. There's at least one bit piece that I know I'm missing. I was really proud of finding it. Well, maybe it will come out in the organizing. This is why I need to be organized. Okay. So then I gotta figure out that, but I'm going to pause and come over here, because again, I've got to make a mess before I clean everything up, because I got labels. I really want to label all my buckets so that I know what's going in them, so I don't have to pull them down and dig through them. And then these over here are meant to be memo holders, but I'm hoping they're going to work as dividers for this filing cabinet, so I can get all this stuff filed. And found it. I was hoping I had lost it somewhere. This is what organization does. And ta-da! Oh, that's so much nicer. I can feel the stress flowing away. If only I could make my bed and everything else would be organized. But I'm working on it. Okay, let's take a look at what we got. Still got the D&D bag to do. Still working on laundry. Still gotta handle these things. I mean, the soil and the lights can go back to my parents' house. This is actually a bag full of paint that I'm borrowing from my parents' house. Because one of the big projects I still have to work on is finishing out my sign for my front door. Which I think I finally figured out what I actually want to put on it on the trip back, right before I slipped and fell. There's one of the other tins is now full of cookie cutters, and that's one of the containers, and so I've got to put all of this stuff away and find out where some of these containers are going to go, along with decorations. I would love to actually get to the point where I can put this on easily. Yeah, so I guess maybe the table will be my next project to work on. There we go. And ta-da! Still a little messy, because of course what I need to work on the sign right now is out, along with the paints hanging out over there. But finally have the Christmas one on. This is looking much less crowded now that I've gotten the mixed art supplies box put away. And to deal with that, well, let's take a walk. My bags are now in the front hall closet. And where they were originally in my bedroom closet is now the art supplies. Woo! And their work done. Containers and cookie cutters. And my pig's about to ring, so laundry will have to get checked. Okay, yeah, we're making progress. It's also getting later, so I'll eventually have to have supper. And then probably take it easy for the evening and continue this grand adventure of clean everything up and organize everything and paint a sign in the AM. Yeah, I've still got to finish that gift too. We're getting there. We are getting there. Just taking some time. Good morning. Oh, you heading up onto the window? He's certainly thinking about it. You gonna do it? No? Okay. Okay, hi. It is now the next day. Friday the 13th. Always good. Last night was a full moon. Hey, fun times. And I did get a little more work done yesterday because I still had laundry I had to do, so I was like, I might as well keep working so I don't forget about the laundry. But there's still definitely some things that need to get done. Desk's a big one today. This is still not happening the way I want to, even with that container, because I just kind of chucked everything in there. And I'm like, why did I do that? So, desk is a big one. I definitely want to get some work done on the sign. Let's go over the things I did successfully get done yesterday. Because I got quite a bit done. We're going on an adventure. Okay. So added to my closet now is my D&D bag, which is looking so much better now that I have this nice little duotang for all my loose pieces of paper. The big amount of work I did was in here, where I actually reorganized some of these and added the top ones, and now I've got everything labeled. So I'm quite happy with that happening. Laundry, obviously, like I got my bedding done, I got my clothes done, that's really nice. Story time. Okay, so I have this wrapping paper because one of the things I have to do is work on that present there because I'm going to wrap everything in it. So fun time unwrapping things for everybody. The thing is that my parents are working on a project for me. I know full well what the project is. Which is to say that my father has recently gotten access to a woodworking shop because he is a military veteran. And the base here has a shop that, as a military veteran, you can basically pay a fee and use. And they've got all these different tools, and it's fantastic. And it's been really good for my dad because he loved woodworking, but ever since we sold the house, he hasn't had a shop to work in. So the fact that, like, we found this and it's financially plausible for him to work in, like, he is loving it. Which is really good because my mom and I were concerned because my mom's working, I've got school, but my dad's been at home, and since we only have one car, it's been more limiting for all of us. Like, I have a bus pass, so I can get around when I need to, but even now that I'm used to having the car, like, there's definitely points where I'm like, how am I going to do this? Because it'd be a lot easier with the car. So we were worried, but he started going to the gym and the woodworking shop. And with him at the woodworking shop, I asked him if it would be possible for him to make me a dice tray. A lot of people with the D&D group have them, and what takes? Don't stick yourself in a corner and then meow pitifully. Yeah, nice and sunny out. Look at that. Lens flares. Now, so I asked him if he would make me a dice tray, because I've seen them with people at the D&D group, and I really like it. And I was like, that can't be a super difficult project. So I showed him a couple of pictures of dice trays, and he was like, yeah, I could do that. And my father and my mother are very good designers together, but they just kind of go. So it went from, like, I just want a simple dice tray to I'm getting a dice tray for Christmas. But I have no idea what it looks like. I'm trusting my mother and father, and I mean, I do trust them. They did my framed diplomas. They're going to work on another frame for my newest diploma. Well, actually, probably a frame for my oldest. Side tangent. But basically, I know they're working on this dice tray. And I know that they got, like, one of those wood etchers for it, because I was there when my mother bought it, and she tried to pass it off as, like, a gift from my father, and I was just like, so, back to the wrapping paper. Last night, I texted my mother, hey, can I come over and get some more wrapping paper, because it's at their house. I had the one, but I wanted a couple more so that I've got a couple different ones for the box, right? And I don't get a response, and I don't get a response, but that's not unusual. Like, sometimes Mom can't hear the phone, or she's away from it, and I was like, you know what, I'll just go over and knock. So I go over and knock, and my dad answers the door, Because usually it's like knock and let yourself in, but that's if they know you're coming, and it was also locked and I had brought my key. So my dad answers the door, and he's just like, oh. And I was like, yeah, I texted Mom, but I didn't get an answer. And he was like, Mom's at her work's Christmas party. And I was like, I didn't know she had a Christmas party. And he laughed and said she didn't either. She had a Christmas party. So, but he's standing in the doorway, just kind of blocking the door. And I'm like, not allowed to come in, huh? And he was like, I'm working on things. And I was like, I'm sorry. But the bedroom, the spare bedroom, which used to be my bedroom, is now sort of their crafting area. But the light's better out in the kitchen, like dining room. So he was working in the dining room, and the wrapping paper was in the bedroom. So he was like, okay, like, and he stands in the kitchen door, so I can't see into the dining room. And like, I go into the spare bedroom and like get the wrapping paper, but we can't find the brown paper packaging, which has to go over that so I can mail it. And he was like, I don't know where it is, and you can't look around the house for it. And I was like, you know what? Just ask Mom when she gets home. I'll go. So I successfully have the wrapping paper. I've got to go back over because I texted my mother when she got home. And she was like, yeah, we have like 2 rolls of it. And so I was like, you know what, can you just leave it by the door? Like, I won't peek. I didn't mean to last night. I honestly thought my mother was home. I didn't realize. So I was just like, oh, jeez. His stance in the doorway gave it away. I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to see this. Well, it's been a fun time for all of us. And I mean that seriously in some ways. Sarcastically in others, but serious in some ways. Okay. So back to the actual point of this video, which is cleaning this place up. When I went over, I also took over the extra dirt and the lights, since I don't think I'll be using them, and they're going to decorate their place, which they weren't planning on before. Handled dishes, so the kitchen's looking relatively okay, except for like all the new dishes created. And the Tiggs, will you not get into that? See, she likes getting into that shelf, and then the door shuts behind her, and then she cries until I get her out. Table's looking good. Really, for the most part, I think it's the bedroom today. Like, we handled most of the stuff in the bathroom and over here. So it's bedroom and online. And the sign. I think she got in. And then, of course, after all of this, yeah, I'd say she got in. After all of this, I've got to take the garbage and recycling out. It's a good plan. It's a good plan. Okay. I'm gonna start, surprisingly, I think, with the sign and get a layer of paint. Down on the sign so that it can dry. You gonna come out? Oh, you're embarrassed now, huh? Okay, so layer of paint on the sign. Where's my phone? I've got to look up the spelling. I've decided, in all of my infinite nerdiness and everything, I'm calling my apartment the Storyteller's Grotto. So we're going to start with the words. Let's do this. Storyteller's Grotto! Oh. So I'm basically going to put like an open book in between, put some flowers around the edge, and then literally put some fake flowers around the edge. But gotta let that dry. So I think it's desk. I think desk is our next big annoying thing to deal with. Last big annoying thing to deal with. Oh, I am so happy to be done. Or nearly done. Like, I do still have to wait for any editing I need to do and do that. Which is why these library books are just stuck here. So I need to keep them until I know for sure that I'm good. So those are just going to get moved over. That one's actually mine. See, the next problem I'm going to run into, and definitely something I'm going to have to think about, is this stuff. Because these are the 2 classes I'm now done. So these are going to have to get moved to make way for the new books for my new classes. Ugh. I'm not thinking about that right now. That makes me feel a whole lot better. Okay, so I think that's probably more than enough for this video. I am not envying my near future self in having to edit everything together. But hey, it was nice to take a serious look at the room and say, this is not how I'm going to exist. And now that the semester's almost done. So, I'm quite proud of what I've done. I'm comfortable with it. I mean, things are always going to get a little messed up, but hey, it's looking better than it was. Might not be perfect, but I'm working on it. Man, it's weird to think 2019 is already almost over. Decade is heading out, and I cleaned my room. Yeah. See you next week for a vlog, and then I believe it will be the end of the year. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Have fun.